Hi guys, it's Saturday. Welcome back to The Den. So this week on The Den, we're doing our LGBTQ2 week. So I've been brainstorming a couple different ideas for LGBTQ2 week, and what I've come up with is retro movie review. So what inspired this is I used to work in a video store years ago. So when I worked for that video store, I was constantly renting and looking through all the different gay and lesbian films that they had, and I found quite a few gems that are in my collection, and I still own them to this day. And there they go. So as you can see, I've had quite a few movies to choose from. Well, I have 9 currently. I do have a bit more, but they're buried somewhere in a box downstairs in my basement, so I'll have to look through them. So what I did is I went through some of these DVDs that I have, and I decided which one that I wanted to present to you this week. So I figured to get things kick-started, I'm going to start with The Object of My Affection. Now this is a fantastic movie, and I figured why not start with this one? I have a personal history with it, and the movie is 20 years old this year, so I can pretty much guarantee that there's a lot of people who haven't seen this movie, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. So before I get into the details about the movie, just a little bit of backstory. So this movie came out in theaters in grade 9, and at that time we had something called the Looney Movie. And at that time we had Toughish. And at that time we had something called the Looney Movies. Now what that is basically we get the movies 6 to 8 months after they've come out in regular theaters, and we only pay $1 for them. It was absolutely fantastic. I mean, I think I saw Spice World about 25 times for $1 every time. So this movie, I had seen the previews and the trailers for it, and I was really excited to see it. I was kind of closeted at the time, so for me it was a little kind of risky to go and see this movie and risk the fact that somebody might find out that I was gay, but I really wanted to see the movie a lot. So funny story, when I did go to see this movie, I actually saw it 4 times in a row. I literally saw the movie, left the theater, went back to the front, and waited in line for the next time, and I saw it 4 times in one day. And I remember my friends asking me, oh, well, why did you want to see that movie 4 times? Like, it's about a gay couple, isn't it? Of course, me being in the closet at the time, no, it's not. I just love Jennifer Aniston. I think she's so pretty. So for those of you who don't know, the movie stars Jennifer Anniston and Paul Rudd. So the basic premise of the movie is you have George Hansen, played by Paul Rudd. Now he's a grade 1 teacher, I believe, and the movie starts out, he and his boyfriend go to a dinner party. So George meets Nina at this party. Now Nina is played by Jennifer Aniston. So George's boyfriend is running around kind of gossiping at the party, and George is left all to his own, and he ends up meeting Nina. They get to chit-chatting, and Nina mentions something about how she's really sorry to hear about the two of them. So basically, there's some real shady gossip going on, and the boyfriend wants to break up with George, but he doesn't have the balls to come out and say it to George himself. So it's kind of a weird, awkward opening to the movie. So George and his boyfriend obviously break up, and he decides that after meeting Nina at the party, he's going to move in with her, and they instantly become best friends. Now, they're living together for over a year. Nina has a boyfriend named Vince who's incredibly homophobic, but he seems relatively, for the most part, at first, okay with their friendship, until Nina ends up pregnant. So Nina doesn't really want anything to do with Vince. She's pretty much done with him, and she enlists in George to help her raise the child. Now initially at first, George is incredibly apprehensive about helping Nina raise her child. He's a single gay man after all. But he ends up coming around to the idea, and they decide that, yeah, it's a great idea. Let's raise this kid together. So Nina's incredibly homophobic boyfriend, Vince, gets really upset about this, and there's a lot of chaos, a lot of drama that happens. And then George goes and he finds a guy, and they meet, and they fall in love. And, you know, typical story. I don't want to blow the entire plot of the movie, because it's definitely one I recommend that you go and watch. So I remember seeing this movie in the theater, and anytime there was a romantic scene between George and the man that he was seeing, it just completely melted my heart. In fact, I remember tearing up a few times in the theater, because at that time, being closeted, it was just so wonderful and such a relief to see something like that. So it was very heartwarming. Like I said, it melted my heart. And clearly I liked the movie if I saw it 4 times in one day. So if you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend that you go out and rent it, watch it, stream it, something. It is a really good movie, and it's really worthwhile watching. There is a slightly cringeworthy scene about halfway through the movie where George and Nina almost sleep together. So there is that one scene that does kind of bother me a little bit, but Generally, this movie is a really great movie, and it holds a special place in my heart. So is there a specific retro movie that you absolutely love that you would recommend that I review, or that you would recommend to other people to watch? So for our next LGBTQ2 week, I would like to do another retro movie review. So I have quite a few movies here to choose from. A few in particular I highly recommend to people. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to list off the movies that I do have here. If you are interested in them or you would like me to review them for our next LGBTQ2 week, let me know in the comments below. So what we have here is Relax, It's Just Sex. Absolutely fantastic movie. It's an indie film. Highly recommend this one. It is incredible. So we've got that. We have The Hours. Really sad, depressing movie, and I'm pretty sure everybody has seen it at this point, but there it is. So we have Defying Gravity, which is an indie film about two college frat men that fall in love. It's alright. I mean, it's a decent indie film. So we have Party Monster, the official shockumentary, the one that inspired Party Monster, the movie with Macaulay Culkin, Seth Green. So this is the original documentary that shows the club kids, everything that happened with Michael Alec, and it's a really great watch. We have Get Real, story about two boys in high school that fall in love. It's a British film. It's absolutely incredible. I highly recommend that one as well. And my two favorites that I have here, and I'm definitely going to be reviewing these. I don't know if you guys have seen them. So the first one is Edge of 17. Takes place in the summer of '84, and it's about two guys in high school that fall in love. It's absolutely incredible. So there's that one. And last but not least, we have All Over the Guy, which is an incredible indie film. And there's also some really great cameos starring Lisa Kudrow and Christina Ricci. So absolutely fantastic movie. And you also get to hear Maroon 5 on the soundtrack before they were signed to a major label. So this is definitely a must-watch. So of any of those films, are there any that you'd like to see me review? Or is there any recommendations or suggestions that you would like to see me review that you have? So let me know in the comments below. Alright, well that's it for this week, guys. I hope you guys enjoy this film. And if you do get a chance to stream it and watch it, let me know what you think. Thanks again for watching, guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Take care.